So one of the things that drives people-pleasing behaviors is the feeling of being unlovable. It's one of the foundational points that fuels codependency. If you've been following my channel, you know that is one of the big things that I talk about, and it is my mission to help people to heal codependency. We're going to do some tapping today to help shift this feeling of being unlovable. Often we learn this early in childhood, and it follows abandonment and not being accepted for who we are. So without any further discussion, let's get into the tapping. So tap along with me on the side of the hand. Even though I learned that I was unlovable, I choose to love myself anyway. Even though I learned it was not okay to be who I was, I choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself. Tapping through the points. I didn't get the love and approval I needed growing up. I learned early on that it was not okay for me to be who I was. Any displays of that were quickly squashed. I learned I had to be someone else in order to get approval. I learned I had to be what someone else wanted me to be. I learned that whoever I was not okay. And it was met with some pretty painful consequences. I was often and frequently abandoned. I was often rejected. And as a child, I didn't understand this. I didn't understand why I was receiving this treatment. So, as a child, I thought I must have done something to deserve it. I must have behaved badly to be treated that way. There must be something wrong with me. So I tried to change who I was so I could get love. The problem is that it was no longer me. And so I abandoned myself. I know now that I can look at this differently. I know that my parents or my caretakers, they had their own wounds that they were putting onto me. I know it wasn't because I didn't deserve something. That they had their own pain that they had not healed. But as a child, I could not articulate that. And I internalized these lessons so deeply that they now affect me as an adult. I often have low self-esteem and low confidence. I often feel undeserving of healthy relationships. I often feel undeserving of success or having good things in life. And I doubt that people will like me for who I am. Sometimes I even hide who I am. I even hide those parts of me from myself. But I see this for what it is now. I see that I internalize this message. And I see how it has damaged my life. How it has damaged me. And I also see that I have the ability to do something about it. I begin by loving my inner child. I begin by telling her that I love her just as she is. I tell her she doesn't have to change a thing to get love. And this is how I cultivate unconditional love for myself. I am okay just as I am. And I am enough just as I am today. I have been through so much hurt and abandonment and rejection. But I choose to find a new way. I choose to find another way of thinking about myself. I can start approving of who I am. I can start approving of and trusting the choices I make. I start expressing love and kind thoughts to myself. And know that I don't have to get other people's approval. That's old stuff. That's my old programming. It is not acceptable here and now any longer. I am ready to heal this wound. I acknowledge the shame that I have carried up until now. I acknowledge how this has led me to feeling low self-esteem. And I choose to know that I am worthy. And I start to appreciate who I am. And this is how I develop the knowledge of who I am. This is how I will develop my value. It comes from feeling good about myself. And I love who I am. And when I act in this way, the world around me responds in kind. I am ready to heal this wound. I am ready to let go of this pain. It doesn't have to define me any longer. I am absolutely lovable. And I don't have to work for love. I don't have to earn love. It simply starts with me. It starts with how I treat myself. It starts with my relationship with myself. And I choose to make that a priority. I choose to make that my #1 priority. I love and accept who I am, just as I am right now. And know that that is enough. Take a deep breath, inhale, and then exhale. All right, repeat this often and necessary. This wound goes very, very deep, and we have to peel back layers to get to another layer deeper, and get to the root. So repeat often. Thank you so much for doing this important work on yourself, and be well and keep at it. It takes a lot of courage to face this. So thank you for doing so. Talk to you soon.